Hey guys, Nando here. I wanted to take a moment before the start of the show and have you like and subscribe to our channel. If you're watching us on YouTube, click on the subscribe button and ring the bell to keep up with the latest videos and catch show early releases. Leave a comment and let us know what you think about the show. If you're watching us on Facebook, please like and share the page and don't forget to leave a comment there as well.
Nando, did you lock me out?
Nope, must be stuck. Okay, guys, I don't know how long that's gonna hold, so don't forget to subscribe. It's very important, and don't forget to tell your friends and fellow filmmakers. Hi, I forgot the second door.
You forgot the second door.
Okay, Jerry, just roll the episode.
Welcome filmmakers, fans, and friends to Indie Cinema Showcase. We are your #1 source for filmmaking, conventions, and everything in between. I'm Christina Carmona.
And I'm Nando Luis Roman. Together we'll be bringing you the best and brightest that Florida has to offer.
In today's episode, we'll be speaking with graphic designer and illustrator Sooki Martinsen.
We'll also be visiting some of our past events and then hang out with Tim Anderson as he lets us know what films we should see before we die.
All right, let's get things started with our Industry Insight segment as we sit down with graphic designer and illustrator Sooki Martinsen. Hey guys, joining us in the studio today is the incredible artist Sooki Martinsen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I mean, we have you and your art
Everywhere.
adorned everywhere. I mean, incredible, just incredible.
Thank you so much.
So tell us about your journey in art.
My journey in art, I'm adopted, and so I don't have any family members that are artists. I've always been self-driven to draw.
Right.
I don't know, I was just motivated. I would draw every day. I remember as far back as when I was 3 years old. I was inspired by Disney cartoons, so I drew a lot of like Lion King and Aladdin, Little Mermaid. So that was my inspiration. So there's two type of artists: ones that draw realistically, and others that start off drawing cartoons. So I was the cartoon drawer.
Right.
I wanted to do animation as a result, and the time I graduated, I thought that was dead in the water. So I kind of had aspirations to learn computer animation, which was not on my radar. I got my master's degree from the University of Central Florida, and when I graduated, shortly after, I was a teacher for 2 years in the humanities, and shortly after that, I was contacted by a photographer who invited me to work for him. So that's where I got my start in graphic design. So that was not on my radar at all.
Right.
But I've learned so much from that experience. It's interesting because you learn about marketing, you learn about clients and how to pitch their projects.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was a good learning curve for me to explore different avenues in the arts.
It's interesting because like you think art is just about art, but there's so much more that's
so much
involved
more
with
to
it
it.
as well.
It's
It's
so
like
broad.
not just the painting part, it's
Mhm.
everything else that comes with it.
Right.
So what inspires you to like make some of these paintings, some of these
What
creations?
inspires me? I'm a nerd.
We're
We
nerds.
all
We're
are.
all here are
We
nerds.
all
Like
are.
I'm geeking out with all these prints out.
Guys,
Like,
you
I'm
have no
looking-
idea. We were
I'm
searching
so
through
excited.
these.
So excited.
Well, it's just a love for the arts, for Disney, for film and
Mhm.
theater, the live theater. Going to Comic-Cons, I would just have these paintings for the actor to sign. Kind of made it more interesting, easier to talk to them.
Right.
They come away with a unique gift or whatever, and I come away with something unique as well. And then I had other artists that worked at Comic-Cons, and they're like, "Why aren't you selling these?" And so I felt less fearful of diving into that and expanding and advocating myself as an artist.
Right.
And I've done 2 Comic-Cons. Unfortunately, 3 of them I had to cancel because of COVID, but I'm starting to get back into that now. And I think what I love about doing them is just the reactions I get from people.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the pure joy from people makes me happy to know that it brought them happiness for either a character that they love or whatever. It's not something that sometimes I feel like I'm not doing it for myself. Sometimes I feel like
Right.
I love bringing joy to other people in my art.
And that's beautiful. It definitely does. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
You can see the smile on
I
my
mean,
face.
right,
Like,
yeah, I'm
geez,
still
big
here,
baby.
like-
I'm like looking at it, I'm like, oh my god.
Yes.
Like actually, it's like in speaking of like Comic Cons and things like that. Like I think the majority of the money that I spend when I go to Comic Cons is buying artwork
art.
and prints. You know, it's
Right.
like and like so. Looking at this, I'm like, I want that one. I want that one. I
Right.
want these over here. Like they're fantastic. Great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how long would that typically take you
gosh.
for something, for
It-
one of those?
It varies.
Okay.
It depends on the amount of detail I put in. It could be one day, it could be 2 weeks to several months. It just depends on my
Right.
schedule. Or you kind of sometimes get a little stale with your creative flow, and so then you stop and you do other things, and then you come back to
Come
it.
back to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to have a lot of patience then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very meditative.
Yeah.
I enjoy it though.
So, what's been some of your favorite projects?
Some of my favorite projects. I would say some of the documentary work I've worked on. I've worked on with Jerry and Bill Sooki, a film called Silver Wings Flying Dreams about the World War II women aviation pilots. And to me, what I loved about documentary films is telling other people's stories,
Yeah.
telling what they believe in, and trying to figure out how can I make this neutral enough so it covers everyone's beliefs and help educate them. And I just love. It feels important to tell their story because you don't know, with the World War II vets, they're older, they didn't
Right.
get the recognition they deserved. It's like, let's tell their story, let's tell
Right.
everybody about it. So I love that aspect.
Awesome. Now, are you currently working on any other films, helping with alongside anybody else?
I'm not working on any films as far as creating, but I'm, as you know, I'm a background actor.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I've gotten into production assistant work as well. So I'm getting on the other side of things as far as crew work. That's what I love about being on a film set is learning more about the process.
Right.
Working from small. I'm glad I worked smaller, like documentary films, and to now be onto a bigger set, bigger scope of people and financial, budget. It's like I don't feel as intimidated as I thought I would.
Right.
Coming from small to see the larger, it's just more people, bigger budget.
Right,
So
right.
I, from a filmmaker's point of view, I think that's important for myself to see that and have less, I guess, intimidation factor, less worry, because you're there to have fun and do your job as a background. You're literally background. You're like furniture.
Yeah.
Just stand over here.
But you know
Stand
what?
here.
Like when I feel like background acting, you get an opportunity to kind of
You do.
learn
You
and
do,
watch
absolutely.
and see, because especially if you're an actor and you want to, get to that main part.
I mean, I kind of recommend that
Watch
for
it,
anyone that
right.
has aspirations to be an actor or a filmmaker, because then you're there and you can see, like Clint Eastwood do his thing.
Right.
I worked on Richard Jewell, and it's just, he's 90 years old, and to see him hardly sitting at 90 and carrying around the video iPad and just smiling, it's like, I want to be like that.
Right.
I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
be at that age and still doing what I love to do and still loving it. So
When it comes to like the artwork and everything else that you're doing, do you have any possible thought or in the future to actually combine art with filmmaking to like
I
need
want
for the
to,
documentaries?
and I would love to get into an art department and get to, because it's a different kind of background. Basically, you're creating artwork that may be graphic design for a menu or a sign or something. So that to me would be fun to get into that aspect as well. And I'm so glad that I fell into graphic design. And what I've learned is you might feel like you're getting pulled in different directions. You might have had one goal when you were younger. I want to be this when I grow up. But you kind of, if you feel like you can take that chance and try something different, it might actually bring you back to where you originally thought you would be, because it's all creative work.
Right.
Right.
Because I don't have aspirations to be an actor. I know my limit, but I love being there and I love being around other creative people.
That's wonderful. And that's great advice. You know what I mean? You set a goal for yourself and you think there's only that one path.
Exactly.
But you might end up here and then back over here. You know,
Exactly.
it's the same thing.
I'm living an example of that. The last thing that I ever thought I would be doing is actually hosting a TV show, coming from a military background. But yet here I am. Like I didn't know that was what life had in store for me, but here I am. You know, so it's like you never know where you're going to end up in life and where it's going to take you. So you just have to keep an open mind and see where the journey takes you.
So you're not going to be at MegaCon this year, no?
I'm not. I do have a Comic-Con planned. It's called The Camp, and it will be in Peachtree City, Georgia. It's October 23rd, I believe. But it's a small Comic-Con that I just kind of want to get back in there, see how things are going. And
wonderful. And do you like
my work.
showing at cons?
I do. I love meeting the people. I love just talking to them about what it is that they love, you know, their shows or whatever. And just, again, seeing how happy it makes them. And it truly is just the simple joy of it.
I love that. So, Sooki, where can people find your art? Where can they buy it?
I'm on Instagram, and that's Sook246, SOOK246. On my website, SookiMartinsen.com. And I don't have a cart or anything, so if they just message me or have any, I do freelance. I do special requests for different artwork, portraits, whatever people have in mind.
Right. That's fantastic. Before we go,
we got to show off a few of these
we
things.
went through some.
Yeah, we found some of our favorites. I'll let you go first.
So, you know, I don't know if we have any Office fans, but Steve Carell, I mean, the face. You got it. You got it down. And then
for all the Potterheads out there.
The Potter fans. I'm one. Fantastic.
And of course, I'm a huge fan of the show Supernatural, so I'm always Team Dean all the way. Sam and Dean, like here, fantastic. And this one, I just love the details and just in the face itself. I mean, look how beautiful this is. Like, the artwork style is just amazing. I'm like, these are just fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, the work and the detail, you just do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
job.
you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Seriously. Awesome. So after this, we're going to have you.
If you would like to be a guest, have something to promote, or have your film featured on the show, visit us at our website at IndieCinemaShowcase.com. Watch past episodes and help support the show by buying some merch at our online stores.
Also, be sure to follow us on our socials, Facebook at ICSTV and on Instagram at ICSTV Show. You can also reach out to us by emailing us at ICSTV@yahoo.com.
Hi, I'm Sooki Martinsen, and you're watching Indie Cinema Showcase.
Welcome back. On today's On Location with ICS, we take you to Con Paradise as we hit the floor and give a glimpse at MegaCon 2021.
Welcome filmmakers, fans, and friends to this exciting episode of Indie Cinema Showcase. We're your hosts, Christina Carmona.
And I'm Nando Luis Roman, and we're coming to you from MegaCon Orlando 2021.
This 4-day event consists of cosplayers, actors, panels, everything, you name it.
I'm actually going to be cosplaying this weekend as well. I'm so excited to see what we have going on.
Yeah, Nando's going to be cosplaying. I'm going to be his paparazzi. So this is going to be a great event. Let's get to it.
All right, guys, so we're walking around here on the show floor. A lot of cool stuff to buy. I know, I'm going to go broke. I swear to God. I need a raise. Because I'm going to end up spending a crap ton of money. We got Tina over there.
It's like some Inception stuff.
Right?
Good times at MegaCon. This is awesome.
All of them. Every single one. That one. Love it. Deadpool. Want it. Punisher. Need it. Hawkman. Man, this is why I need to be like a billionaire. Hey guys, so I'm here with Byron from Phantasmagoria. We're checking out their new show, Dark Carnival. Byron, welcome to the show. So tell us a little bit about what Dark Carnival is all about.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Dark Carnival is actually going to be our fall main stage show as well. but we wanted to give a little bit of a tease to the MegaCon audiences. So it's kind of one of our event shows. You can come to any of the shows over the weekend, there'll be different performers.
Now, for those of us that don't know what Phantasmagoria is about, tell us a little bit about what Phantasmagoria is for.
All right, so we have 3 hours then. No, only kidding. We are a Victorian horror troupe. We're also a Victorian circus troupe. We have been performing for about 12 years. In Florida, in St. Louis, Missouri, and up in Georgia as well. We have varying troupes. And mostly it's a horror storytelling troupe. And we tell the stories with the dance, with the combat, with the fire, with the aerial, all those different things that we do. So we are truly a circus, but it's a circus revolving around horror tales.
Fantastic. Well, if you ever need a dark clown, I'm your man. So put me in there.
You heard it right here. Yes.
So guys, definitely come out if you're at MegaCon. Stop by the Phantasmagoria booth. Definitely catch their show. I guarantee you it's going to be a great event. Byron, thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. You're wonderful. Appreciate it.
Back to you, Christina.
All right, guys. Walking through, I happened to stop by and see one of my dear friends, Caitlin Bellamy, an amazing author. How are you enjoying MegaCon?
It has been so good to be back. We all missed it last year, and you can feel that in the air. Everyone's just excited to be back. I'm excited to be back at a con. We are loving it, honestly.
Fantastic. So tell us about your books.
This is my self-published young adult epic fantasy series, the Map Weaver Chronicles. Our main character, Fox, is 16 years old. For the average of this series, has discovered he inherited a long-lost and forgotten magical power that may have been forgotten for a reason in the first place. The finale is being released on Kindle currently in serial format, but books 1 through 4 are all done and out and polished. And it's been a lifelong writing journey for me to get this series to exist.
I have actually got some in my Kindle. I'm enjoying it, so I highly recommend it. And her books have been selling so good, so that means it's a great find, it's a great buy. So where can we find and buy your books?
You can buy them on barnesandnoble.com in paperback or hardcover, or you can buy them on Amazon, paperback, hardcover, or Kindle. I believe they're also available on Apple Books and Google. So you can find the digital version almost anywhere, and the physical copies on Amazon or Barnes & Noble.
All right, you heard it there, guys. Buy your books, check it out.
Hey guys, so as you can see here at MegaCon, we have cosplayers and people that come from all over, including Wally. How are you? Are you having a great time today? See, look at that. Even Wally is having a great time at MegaCon, so you definitely should be here. If you missed out this year, be sure to come out next year. We got you covered here at Indie Cinema Showcase.
Guys, it is day 2 at MegaCon, and it is also Friday the 13th. And who better to have around than Jason? At least I know where he's at, right? And I'm on my best behavior. Everybody else, I don't know. Walking around with this guy.
Hey guys, so we stopped by the Second Sight Publishing's booth here at MegaCon Orlando. Guys, welcome to the show. So tell us a little bit about what Second Sight Publishing is all about.
Well, Second Sight Publishing is an independent comic book creator publishing house. We publish comics that are created by other independent comic book creators, as well as publish comic books that are created by ourselves. Bradley, our CEO, and I are Glyph Comic Award nominated writers, along with Peter Bro, who himself is a Comic Award nominated, Spacey Award finalist, actually, writer. And we have books that all 3 of us have written in, which form the basis of the company. From that, we expanded on to take on other people to publish their books.
Now, was this something that you've always wanted to do, just start a publishing company for comic books, or did something spark that?
Yes, this is something that I've always wanted to do. Not giving away my age, but I started reading comic books back in the early 70s or so. And with my experiences from that, I knew one day I would be having my own comics on racks.
So how's your experience been so far at MegaCon?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, the crowd is great. We see everybody wearing their masks. That's a big plus for me. But yeah, it's really been great here so far.
So when you
guys decided, like, is this your first time coming to MegaCon, or is this something that you've been here previous years?
This is our first time coming to MegaCon.
Now, for those of you that don't know, one of our previous guests on the show, Austin Janikowski, who was a comic artist himself, actually has one of his comics published through Second Sight Publishing itself. You can find them all here. Like, seriously, if you guys are into horror and horror comics, this is the place to be. You understand that some of the independent artists that are out there, they do such fantastic work that, you know, they are on par with some of those bigger companies themselves. So if you get the chance, if you're here at MegaCon Orlando, stop by and check them out.
Hello, we're at MegaCon Orlando. My name is Time Ogg. People know me as Bruce Leroy, and you're watching Indie Cinema Showcase.
All right, guys, I am here with one of the most iconic Power Rangers that I grew up with, right? The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Austin St. John.
How are you?
Austin, I'm very good. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm hanging out, meeting all of Orlando's crazy people, and I love it.
So, have you ever been to MegaCon before?
This is my first time to MegaCon.
And what are your thoughts?
Man, everybody's been friendly, like they're outgoing. You could tell everybody's ready to be out and about. People were locked down, I think, long enough, so everybody's enjoying. Like, everybody's just out, and they're shaking hands, and they're being a part of life again. And I love watching it. I love being a part of it.
Now, you are the Red Ranger, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I know at the time you probably didn't realize how iconic it would be. What is it like to sit here and have so many people come up and tell you stories about what you did for them?
You know, the show aired in 40 countries and 90 languages in my era, and they told us that at the time, but we really didn't have the ability to really truly understand it, other than in facts. Now I experience it all over the world. I meet fans from so many cultures and races and religions and backgrounds, and one thing lies true for all of them, regardless of who they bend a knee to or what country they come from, in that they found somebody on Power Rangers, whether it was me or one of my castmates, that they identified with. A big brother, a big sister, or, you know, a father figure or a sister figure, whatever it was, they ID'd with somebody. And they come in, and I immediately watch their inner 5-year-old or 10-year-old. You know, I see people walking by and they're trying to be cool, and they're like, they're tapping their buddy on the shoulder. They're like, "That's him!" You know, and they have this minor stroke. And then they come over and they're like, yeah, I watched the show. It's cool. It's so good to meet you. Yeah, like, yeah, you know, it was cool. You know, but they're like vibrating in place. So there was something about the brotherhood and sisterhood that we had on the show that everyone can identify with. And I think that's why to this day, there's not another show like it.
So what now? Do you guys go out to any of these other cons? I know there's a Ranger stop. Where can we find that?
So all of my information's on my Facebook at just Austin St. John. You'll see the blue check mark. It's the same on Twitter, the same on Instagram. Instagram Austin_ST_John. But it's easier if you just go to my website, austinstjohn.biz.
Austin, thank you so much for your time. I know people are like waiting in the wings.
Sure.
So I'll let you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I spent so much money there, but I couldn't help it. Everything needed a home.
Did the things that you bought tell you that?
They did. That doesn't happen to you?
I worry about you sometimes. Okay, so let's head over to the Enzion Theater so Tim Anderson can let us know which films we should see before we die.
Hey everybody, this is Tim Anderson. I am programming coordinator for Enzion Theater and the Florida Film Festival. And this is a segment that we like to call Films to See Before You Die. I'm really excited about the movie that I'm going to talk about today. As you guys have been following the series, perhaps you'll notice that I have been illustrating movies specifically based on inspiration I think that you guys can see Citizen Kane anytime you want to see Citizen Kane, so go watch Citizen Kane, but that's not the movie I'm recommending today. The movie that I want to talk about today is from a filmmaker who has spent the last 30 years of his career essentially blowing up independent cinema and utilizing technology in ways that's phenomenally exciting. But I think that sometimes when we look at all these giant green screen productions that this director is making now, we forget how simple his roots were. So the film that I am highlighting tonight is El Mariachi, 1992, directed by Robert Rodriguez. The film was made for $7,000. It was shot for the Mexican VHS market. Rodriguez legendarily subjected himself to medical testing to get the money to make the movie. He went into a live-in facility. He chronicles all of this in a book you need to read before you die called Rebel Without a Crew. Definitely check that one out. But the thing to take away when you watch El Mariachi is not that he only spent $7,000 to make it. In fact, actually set that aside and watch the movie and think what you think it would cost to make this as a high-level action-adventure, sort of Hitchcockian wrong man Mexican cartel movie. He shot it in Mexico, so obviously he got a little bit more bang for his buck. But the thing about what Rodriguez did with this and why I think it's important to understand the movie and see it and take inspiration from it is that Rodriguez made the film knowing immediately what the market and release strategy was going to be for the movie. So, well aware of the Mexican VHS market, was very big in the 1990s, and said, if I make this movie, we'll throw it out, it's gonna get into some video stores, maybe I'm gonna make back 3, 4, 5 times my money, that'll give me a little bit more money, and I'll be able to start working on my next project. So the film, to me, exists as something incredibly amazing, not only because he did make an action movie with like real crazy stunt work and people like, you know, zip-lining off of buildings and gunfire and fighting and just amazing, incredible cinematography considering that all of the stuff they were working with was like bottom of the barrel equipment. But it's also because it gives you guys an idea of putting together a movie with a very definitive, very special idea about where you want the movie to end up. You know, who are you making this movie for? Why are you making this movie? What is the end game for this film? And then at the end of the day, it's just a raucous comedy with lots of incredible action movies and just a little badass movie. And then a kick in your head that they only paid $7,000 to make it, and you guys are gonna have a blast. Definitely a movie to see before you die. Definitely check that one out. And I hope you love it. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me. I had a great time with it. I hope you love the movies. I'm Tim Anderson. Christina, Nando, back to you.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of ICS. We want to thank Sooki Martinsen for sitting down with us and Tim Anderson, as always, for those great movie suggestions.
So I've made it a goal to get you to dress up with me one of these times at MegaCon. Maybe I can convince you to dress up as Jasmine and I'll be Jafar.
Can I bring a tiger with me?
I'm pretty sure they're not going to let you in with one.
Challenge accepted.
No, that wasn't a challenge.
I have some planning to do.
Oh boy, I shouldn't have brought it up. Well, we hope you learned something new, saw something that you love, or got inspired to get off your couch and make a movie of your own. Who knows? It might be good enough for us to screen on the next Indie Cinema Showcase.
Don't forget to follow us on our socials, Facebook at ICS TV, Instagram at ICS TV Show, and YouTube at Indie Cinema Showcase.
And if you want a chance to have your work, event, convention, or film festival featured on ICS, send us an email at icstv@yahoo.com.
Until then, the set is closed, and as they say in the movie business, that's a wrap.
See you next time.
Raja, I can see you.
No, you're not gonna get a tiger.